A couple of hours ago, Dana White went live on his Instagram to announce some banger fights.
Anyway, Saturday, June 14th, UFC is coming to the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The main event is going to be Kamaru Usman and Buckley.
Starting with Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley as the main event of UFC Atlanta on June 14th, with a co-main event of Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. And he also mentioned that the co-main of UFC Baku in Azerbaijan is Rafael Fiziev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. And the main event of that one, which we've already known, is Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundtree. But the fight that I'm most excited about is Usman versus Buckley. We've kind of heard rumors about this one for quite a bit, but it's nice to hear, Dana finally announce it officially. And it's obviously a big step up for Buckley, who's, been on a tear, but albeit against some kind of older opponents who are on their way out, like Colby Covington, Vicente Luque, Wonderboy. But, at least he's finishing them, so he deserves a step up with Usman, in my opinion. But for Usman, if the knees can hold up at all and he doesn't have to, keep walking backwards upstairs because of how screwed his knees are, this probably might be his last shot at returning to the title picture if he were to lose this one. This is a great main event. I could see Usman chinning Buckley, but every day that passes, Usman gets closer to 38. And his birthday is only in a couple of weeks, and that's pretty old for fighting at the highest level at 170. I could see Buckley chinning Usman too. Don't get me wrong. He's younger, definitely has a speed advantage. He's got strong anti-wrestling. I think if Usman tries to implement the wrestling with his messed up knees, he might get hurt shooting on Buckley so much. So we'll have to see. Maybe Kamaru can get the jab going and stay at distance, but Buckley is solid at covering distance quickly, as Wonderboy knows. It's a sick fight. Although I will say my mind goes back to Kevin Holland, Chris Curtis, and Alessio Di Chirico knocking out Buckley. That was a long time ago, though, and it seems like he's made a lot of improvements, and those were at middleweight, and he hasn't been back there in a while. He's been tearing it up at welterweight. But if Buckley finishes Usman, or at least, beats him really convincingly, he's got to get a shot at the title. Whether it's a shot at Bilal, or if JDM is champion by then, or Shavkat, if Buckley finishes Usman or looks dominant, he's got to get a shot at it. It's crazy that Buckley has made it all the way to the title. It feels just like a year ago he knocked out Impa, even though it was a lot longer than that, with the head kick heard around the world. And right at the end of Dana White's live, he trolled fans by saying, "Do I have any more fights to announce?" And of course he said, "No, I don't, so stay tuned." He was clearly hinting that the fans want to hear about Topuria versus Islam or John Jones versus Aspinall. And I'm sure we'll have more fight news coming with those soon. Please, Dana, please. Oh, and Dustin Poirier's retirement fight got announced, which we've known about for quite a while, but at least it's officially announced. And it's the trilogy for the BMF belt versus Max Holloway in Louisiana. So that'll be fun, but I know a lot of people like to hate on the BMF belt. I can't blame him for hating. It's kind of gimmicky, but either way, it's a sick fight between two OGs who've got some history. So comment down below. Let me know, who do you think will win? Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley, and how's it going to go down? Thanks for watching. Later.